My Kiana, back again. Welcome to the third episode of the Art Exhibit Podcast. I can finally introduce to y'all Shan Martyr, a Philadelphia creative. He is an up-and-coming musical artist, and the history behind this video was so interesting. Like, we recorded it once, but I had to scrap that video just because it was like too much background noise. The audio was crazy. So, long story short, we finally got to sit down, and now we can give y'all some insight into who Shan Martyr is, the type of music he creates, the impact that he wants to have with his music, his GoFundMe, his campaign that he started, which is called Death to Debt. And you can find the links to all of these things right in the description. So I don't want to talk too much. I'm gonna let y'all jump right into that. Thank you again for tuning in. Hey y'all, Maya Kiana behind the camera, back again with another episode of the Art Exhibit Podcast. And today we have Shan Martyr. Want to let you introduce yourself, so could we...
I'm the ever so illustrious, woke up with the shea butter and the cocoa butter kisses from your missus to let you know that I did this and nobody else,
Smooth.
Just chill. Just chill. It's a little bit cramped in here, but
yeah.
It's all we need, It's compact, just like this interview.
Yeah, tight quarters, but we're gonna make this work.
Of course.
So, thank you for that introduction. And going into a little more detail, could you tell the people who know who you are, please tell us where you're from and what you create?
For me, Shan Martyr is a person that is still figuring out the kinks, but knows exactly what he wants to do at the end of the day. I'm currently doing music for the time being. I also dabble with professional video games. I'm on my hiatus from the Philly FGC, by the way. Shout out to Afro. And, I'm the leader of the collective known as the Gauntlet Syndicate. I'm also part of Newports and News. Shouts out to Newports and News.
Shout out to y'all.
Member. That's how I found Maya and the Art Exhibit Podcast.
Yes.
And I actually hail from Northeast Philly,
Okay, so
very secluded, but at the same time, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real separate.
Truth.
You mentioned about your collective. What was that?
It's Gauntlet Syndicate.
Okay.
Gauntlet for short, but yeah, Gauntlet Syndicate.
What exactly is that for the viewers who don't necessarily know?
So Gauntlet Syndicate is a collective of individuals who, just like me, are still figuring out the kinks, but they know exactly what it is, what they want at the end of the day. We are a myriad of individuals and creators who just come together in order to go ahead and just do what we love to go ahead and do. I like to shout out my man Tat, who is the beat maker and producer for the group. We also got my man Kevin, who dabbles with production and is a really good guitarist. We got my man Jaden, who's also a guitarist. My other man Steven, who's the multi-talented of the individual group of Gauntlet. He dances, he does melodic, he raps, he's really good at photography as well too, so please check him out, and also does art. We also got my man Tone, aka Rob, little military guy, doing a little here and there, but he also is a really good spitter, so don't you forget it. We also got my little brother Tyler as well too, who dabbles with designs, and last but not least, we got the motherfucking Count Up Kid, Count T, who just fucking pours your heart and soul into his raps and just touches you. So
wow.
Yeah, it's the 8 of us.
Quite the rundown. Thank you for that.
It is.
Is that something that you created or something that you were invited to?
I actually created Gauntlet because it's been an idea in my head for like a couple years, and I wanted it to come into fruition and speak it into existence, because one day I was just like, music was literally the point where I wanted to just become all or nothing, like full-time invested. I wanted to engage. I had really good connections with people. Shouts out to Koi and Carnage for introducing me to Newports and News during that time, and they allowed me to go ahead and just really start going out there and doing shit. So yeah, Gauntlet was birthed by me, and we still working out the kinks with the professional page and stuff, but rest assured, you will get a logo and a fucking website all in due time.
Dope. When would you say that was when you decided to make music your main focus?
For me, I wanted to start making music when I realized that in 10th grade, after my old school building burnt down, because like I was still at the same school, but it's just like it was like different buildings. So we relocated to Gratz College campus, because I'm in 10th grade, by the way, but like for us going to like a college campus during that time was like something else, because like I had never really been in a space where we had like a whole auditorium to ourselves and the stage was right there, and we was hosting like, you know, dance class and yoga, and we had like talent shows and stuff. So I was
completely
just, like,
new territory.
Yeah, and like we was also having different spots for us to like record and practice our music. So like when we started to expand a little bit more and we had like more classrooms and stuff, that's when I started like, you know, taking this music shit seriously. Because even in the old building before it burnt down, I was like in the booth for like 2 times before like it wasn't funny anymore. I was just like, nigga, put your shit on a piece of paper and just go, because you have something that's very special that not a whole lot of people have. And it's not just like being able to rap, but it's being able to have the focus, the concentration, the determination, and the fucking will in order to go forward, because not a whole lot of motherfuckers have that, because some of them are doubtful and some of them might not believe that they're able to go take it that far. But yeah, that's when I started to be like, you know, that, and also I wanted to move my family out the hood, so that's my mission.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you just touched on 3 major things. One of those being the importance of resources. Like you said, since you went to that, your school got relocated and they had a lot more resources available that allowed you to kind of seek and find what you truly wanted to do, which sadly a lot of people are not fortunate enough to have that. And then the second thing you spoke on was knowing your gift, knowing your worth. Like, this is one thing that I am big on, which is knowing that, like, no one else can believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And you can't believe in yourself if you don't kind of know who you are and know, you know, what you like, what you can do, what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah, like, I recently, cause, like, I don't know, like, I want to say this shit for, like, another time, but, like, yeah, but, Silk Money, shouts out to Silk Money and Divine Council. I fuck with Cyrex and Lord Linko, but and also Icy Twatu, peace to you. But they were saying you gotta be really invested in order to go do this shit, and you gotta really trust in yourself. Cause I was just like, it was a point in time where I was like fucked up inside my own head and just like doubting myself and figuring out like, even though like I was at home and I don't necessarily like writing at home because that's not my process, but like, you gotta be able to just like put yourself in a position where it's just like, I can do this. I believe in myself. If it's whatever, if I gotta go put myself out there, then it's just like, fuck it, because I know for a fact that like I'm in a different place than this. And even if like I'm not comfortable, I'm gonna figure out a way in order to go ahead and make myself comfortable, so that way we can do shit with ease.
That's right.
Yeah.
Growth doesn't go hand in hand with comfort, so dropping these gems here, y'all.
You gotta want it for yourself. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So keeping everything moving, I want to jump into your music or your sound. My next question for you is, how would you personally describe your sound?
Me, I'm very experimental when it comes to my craft, because like being part of a city where like shit is so riddled with drugs, we'll go ahead and make party bangers and club bangers and shit like that. You got R&B artists like P&B Rock that, you know, had like a very R&B type, you know, trap melodic background to like him doing like pop star shit. You got Meek Mill, you got Core, you got Beanie Siegel, you got State Property, and this, that, and the third. But like, I rather big up the artists like Lil Uzi Vert, Tierra Whack, fucking Asheroth and shit, even though like a lot of people don't know who the fuck he is.
I know
like,
him. I didn't know he's from the city though.
Yeah, he was from Philly.
Oh, wow.
From Philly. Yeah, I don't know what part though, but like, yeah, he was definitely from Philly. But I want to really just like have the background to just do different shit, because a lot of people just talk about the same shit. They do the same shit. Nobody like, they're not scared to go ahead and like pick up a stick and like, you know, sell these drugs and this, that, and the third. But it's just like, you know, you niggas scared to go out your comfort zone and like do something experimental, and like that's what the fuck I do. And even if it was like before like I figured out what the shit really was, like I was just experimental with shit because I was figuring it out. You know, word to Vince Staples, shout out to Vince, where he was just like, the 2000s for him felt like it was a very good time for music, because like a lot of people didn't know what the fuck they was doing, and they just started like putting shit together and people was fucking with it, and that's how we was like getting shit that we was getting. So yeah, like my process is very experimental. I'm trained in like different styles, and also like I've created like a couple flows and stuff for myself, and we not to copyright the motherfuckers because people don't play fair, especially artists, because like it's hard for them to be on the top of their game, like find something to do different, you know, and yeah, just stay original. That's what I do. I'm very experimental with my shit. I'm passionate, so.
Definitely two things needed in today's music scene in the city, globally. Like, it's just so many people that are stagnant or copycat, you know, cookie cutter rappers. And I appreciate you bringing that sense of individuality, you know, sense of creation to the game instead of, you know, copying or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's dope. That leads me to my next question, which is about a movement that I seen you started on social media. I saw this on your Instagram, which is Deaf to Debt.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so for everyone wondering, my Deaf to Debt movement is for me to pay off student loans because I can't do this shit by myself. A lot of people think that like, oh, 2.8, like close to 3,000 is not that bad. You can easily pay it all off. That is true, but at the same time, like, I want to give the people my art, and also I want to have like better versatility and mobility in my endeavors in order to like really become like the artist that I truly want to be, because a lot of people need to understand when it comes with this music shit and just creating in general, shit costs money, and you need to really be frugal than a motherfucker when you starting out, because if you trying to contact a producer, like get a feature or whatever like that, and you trying to go tag, but you're not doing shit for yourself, you got to definitely sit down, stop buying the designer clothes and the fucking handbags and the shit that like, you know, people that's way past what you're doing can afford that shit, and actually like focus on your priorities first. And when I started telling my peers and my friends about that, they was like, you really mature and you're really serious about your shit. So when I started the hashtag Deaf to Debt on my GoFundMe, you can find it in the link below, you could really see that I'm just trying to be able to give y'all my art and become like the very best artist that I can go ahead and be, and uphold and stay true to my obligations with swift conviction. Because a lot of motherfuckers, man, they'll definitely fall short. That's like being part of a label where it's like you're signed over there and you can't even pivot and move around a whole lot because you got to owe money back to them, and then next thing you know, you stuck. Like, you know, people can live with it, some people can live without it, but you gotta definitely take care of your own shit first before you can start doing what you want to go do. So yeah.
And now you spoke on that, I want to get into where do you stand on like the financial situation of artists? I feel like certain artists do struggle a lot when it comes to, you know, like being paid what they're worth, for example.
The financial situation, it has its pros and its cons. I want to dive into the cons first because it's like I need everyone to understand that the engineer, the songwriter, the producers, shouts out to the fucking producers, man, to just get a lot more credit than what they need to do, because you need to understand that whoever you work with is part of your team. If it's not like core, then you gotta definitely understand that the people that you connect with are part of that team. You know, it's like Pokemon, where, you know, you swap out one Pokemon, you put it in the PC, and then you gotta find the type advantage to go up against that one that you having trouble against. You put that one in your party. You can only hold like within up to 6 of the motherfuckers, and then afterwards you go battle it out in order for you to go merge victorious. Your team is most important when it comes to this. And when it comes to financial situations, a lot of motherfuckers is getting underpaid. People's not reading their contracts and shit. And for me, I want to be at the point where it's just like I have the knowledge, and also I can have the management in order for me to go to where I need to go. Because it's like, you know, when you sign to a label, they just able to give you money. They're not able to go ahead and give you anything else. But if you stay independent and can build your shit up by like selling merchandise and touring, and also not to mention doing like small deals outside of music, and knowing that you're talented with starting small businesses, then yeah, you can go ahead and like, you know, make some really good money. It won't be like in the fucking 6 figures, 7 figures and stuff like that, moving it up to like Jay and Puffy, but like you gotta start out small and appreciate the small things. And
Right.
like I touched on earlier, like people gotta stop spending so much for fucking designers, because like, yeah, you want to be stunting on niggas, you want to go ahead and like let that bitch be, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta fucking
self-discipline
is first, because if you get lost in the sauce, word to Gucci Man, you lost.
Yeah. So that's real rap. What impact do you hope to have with the music that you create?
For me, I want to be able to have a solid fan base and making sure that like my message gets out there, because the money shit could come like with it in a sense, but it's just like my goals are to put out the singles and create my merchandise and stuff, and afterwards I would create my professional page. You know, shouts out to Mike Check 1212 for create my logo.
Hey, shout out to Mike. Y'all saw him on episode 2.
Fucking goat, man. But yeah, like I wanted him to go create my logo for my page and shit, cause like, you know, you find me on my regular IG, we still working out the kinks and shit. You know, I might as well be like my only private John before like I could, you know, introduce the world truly to Shan Martyr. But like, I definitely want to create my professional page, start working on merchandise and stuff like that, so I can start giving to the people, make sure that my fan base goes up, create more content for people, and also making sure that my art has enough oomph in it to go ahead and just like have motherfuckers be like, yo, this shit is just like out of this world. It's different. I fucking love it. It's addictive, and it speaks to me because it's not what everybody else is doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely just putting my shit out there and just making sure that like people's like fucking with it. Yeah,
that's a great idea. Of course, you gotta know, put content out there like you said, so you can get feedback on it, see what you, first of all, take what you like and then combine it with what the listeners want, because you don't want to lose yourself and kind of
I told my brother Sir Slyber shouts out to Sly, stay lo-fi but never mainstream, but only for the right quota. If y'all don't understand what that means to me, it's like, and there's gonna come a time where shit is going to need to get buckled down, and I'm gonna have to give people a lot of bullshit content that I feel as though I wouldn't create, but you guys would fuck with, and you know, that's where the mainstream part comes from. But aside from that would be it. But at the same time, I'm gonna be myself, but it's whatever.
So how do you, I don't know, I feel like I want to touch on that a little bit more. How do you deal with that process? Like, I know a lot of rappers, like you said, once you become mainstream, you kind of have to create what's like already the standard, kind of.
I don't necessarily think you do, because like if you're mainstream, like it just depends on what you do when like they find you as mainstream. Like I wouldn't necessarily say like poppin', but like you're somewhat of a household name. But I tend to think of myself as like the outcast, not even underground, or even if I were to be it like mainstream, like I'm mostly like the outcast. Like Shan Martyr is the creature from a different dimension that has different type of conjurings into this world, where he can go ahead and put his content and shit up and people still know who the fuck he is. You know, word to MF Doom, where he's the most mysterious in the fucking hip-hop community, but at the same time, everybody fucking knows Doom, everybody knows the supervillain. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I just tend to be myself and make sure that like I don't get jaded or fazed by like a lot of bullshit that's happening, because it's like the moment that a motherfucker tries to go ahead and like dictate your moves and stuff, you've lost all respect and you won't get no sympathy from me. I rest assured.
Like, straight like that.
Yes.
So just from my conversation that I've had with you outside of this interview, you strike me as somebody who is really intelligent, and I would assume that you read a lot, but that might not be true, because I know a lot of intelligent people who don't.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, I wouldn't even like him. I wouldn't liken my genius to anyone, but like, I feel as though I've worked to Naruto as well too. If you not Naruto, shout out to Naruto. But like, I like to view myself as like Shikamaru, where he doesn't like to fucking read and like take standardized tests, but like will fuck around and play shogi. And I'm mad smart at like figuring shit out. But me personally, I still want to learn how to play chess, let alone shogi. But I just pay attention to fighting games. That's how I get like most of my geniuses and shit from. So yeah.
Well, that's a tip. Anybody
I mean,
who want to increase their
she asked,
intelligence?
and I'm giving you the fucking gem, so it's here.
We appreciate it.
Of course.
And is that your stand? Is that where you stand on as far as like being an independent artist compared to signing to a label or something like that? Would you much rather prefer staying independent?
I want to stay independent to the point where it's like I create my own label so I can go ahead and help artists out and creatives, and also just like people who have that vision where they don't want to get shackled by a lot of people who don't give a fuck about their art and their well-being as well too. Because honestly, I've lost Fredo Santana, Mac Miller, fucking XXXTentacion. We lost fucking Juice WRLD, and it's like a lot of that shit happens because in this generation that we're going through now, it's like there's a shit ton of people that are popping pills and are dying over bullshit, fuck shit circumstances, and I just want to be able to just be like, yo, express yourself in the best possible way and stop letting these other motherfuckers with dollars in their pockets try to get you psyched. Because believe me when I say this, and pardon my friends, but if a motherfucker ever offers you money and does not ask how your day was like I do, don't fuck with them. Because they want nothing to do with you except for you to destroy yourself and make money for them. When instead, I'm just saying, if you sign with me, not only could you make your own motherfucking money and also put out your own fucking art, but you can become your own boss. That shit is easy as it sounds, but trust me, you still gotta work it out. If you have a will, you have a way. So you asked.
That was a gem. Y'all might need to rewind that. Touching on being an artist compared to being a slave.
I ain't nobody special, but it is.
All right. So now I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to either yourself 5 years ago or yourself 5 years in the future?
My advice I want to give myself from like 5 years, because we touched on that before the interview, but like, dude, figure out what the fuck you want to go do, and I want you to pay close attention. The same way how you would keep your glasses on and take care of them bitches, it's the same way you should go ahead and find something that you would love to go do and take care of that, because you gotta understand the shit that you're about to do like 5 years from now isn't gonna fucking matter from like what you're doing right now, because you're not only doing this shit for yourself, you're gonna understand that there is gonna be people that you know and love, and there are people that you don't even know are gonna influence you in many different type of ways, and it's gonna shape you to become the person that you are gonna be in the future. So honestly, don't bullshit, get your shit together. Please don't worry about females, because they'll come later on in life. Don't get deterred, my nigga. But please, go find something that you're good at doing and go fucking stick with it and put your mind, body, and soul into that shit. So, yeah, definitely do that.
Great advice. And now, on the other hand, other side of the coin, where do you hope to be? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
I already have traveled to Africa and stayed there for like about a year, touring, making sure that like I'm well known by like people that have like came before me, like Denzel Curry, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Makami, my fucking guy, Earl Sweatshirt. I love Earl Sweatshirt, Ski Master, Slump God, and just traveling the world and making sure that like I'm writing my own exploits down as like a fucking memoir, so that way like I can give the people a fucking book to read, because like the great predecessors that came before me, Michael Jackson and Prince, rest in peace, and I fucking love Michael.
Rest in peace.
I want to be at that spot, because once you turn 25 as a young black male, shit gets really real. It's either you going past that motherfucker or you not. Either you going to be victorious or you going to fall victim. Don't fall for the wrong side of the V. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Shan Martyr.
Wait.
Whoa.
Oh.
I just whoa behind the camera, y'all.
Whoa.
It was very bad.
Did you find the question?
No, I asked the question actually, but this is another question that I forgot to ask.
Okay.
Which was for you to give the people some insight on your name, Shan Martyr.
So, and I felt as though that should have been included, but it's cool. Shan Martyr derives, it's so in depth, but I can only give you guys so much because, like, you know, we're close to the end. But Shan Martyr, the Shan part derived from this one kid I grew up with, and he didn't want to use his actual first name, so his first name was Shannon, but like we called him Ace, and he played basketball. So I was thinking, I was just like, you know what? I want to be called Shannon, but we're gonna shorten it to Shan. So, and the martyr part, it means two meanings. If you guys know the definition, like, it not only means like a person who's willing to die for their beliefs, but like also a martyr means like it's a witness. Cause me, I was a witness to many different type of things, and for me to really die for like my beliefs, like, yes, I will literally fucking die for this art shit and like the many type of passions and shit that I have, you know. And it's like, it goes deeper. Like the name just keeps going deeper and deeper. Like, this is the only plain explanation I can give you guys for Shan Martyr. Like, it's too in depth, it's too much for this interview, but like on the surface level, this is what it means.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna have to have another interview for Shan Martyr, the name, the title. But no, now we can wrap up. I wanted to ask you to plug anything that you have going on in your socials where we can reach you at.
So what you want to do is you want to go to your Instagrams and type in Shiesty Ass Clown, all in one word. The E becomes before the I. You go to Twitter at Ari Rizla. That's Ari Rizla, Rizla. You can find me on Facebook as Chuck Tomahawk. Events, you will find me Tuesday at Newports News for the Newports and Poetry. You could also find me at Thursday. Shouts out to fucking Terrence Harris, also known as TJ, Newports and News, Dark Matter Think Tank. Please fucking be there. Friday, your boy performing at Promo and Practice at Studio 59. You already fucking know, man. January 31st, Friday, 7 to 11. Go be there. Go be square. I don't fucking care. Just be there.
All right, so be there. Y'all heard what he said. And that's that, man. We're going to wrap this video up. I want to say thank you, Shan Martyr, for your time.
Of course.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. And that's all for this episode.